my review of The Flash Season 8, Episode 5, and then my review of the whole crossover as a whole. It's a lot of thoughts, so bear with me. I thought the crossover was a pretty disappointing conclusion to this, to the crossover event, if you can call it that. Because, yeah, I feel like I think at this point I was no longer invested in this story, in the crossover. After episode 3 and 4, I'm done. I'm so tired of Dawn as a character. We're all tired of his character. And this is something I think the Flash writers don't know how to handle it. They don't know how you can no longer handle a villain like Dawn. Well, it's simple. In season 4, they did. In season 3, they did perfectly. They didn't have Dawn around. They just kept Dawn in side, meaning in season 3, they just had him in episode 1, and in season 4, they just have him in a crossover. I hope this is the only time we're seeing Dawn in this season. And it's nothing like in season 2 where, you first see him, he comes back for some reason, and then they have to travel back in time to see him again. Anything like that, no, I'm not going to accept. Because I'm tired of Dawn's character at this point. I think the problem with this episode was that Team Flash were very such hypocrites. They're always saying how they have never killed anybody, which is not true. If you watch season 1, Barry has actually killed. See, if you watch season 2, he killed. He's killed a lot of... He's killed people in the entire show. Sure. Is it as much as, say, Dawn's? No, of course not. He has obviously not killed nearly as many people as Dawn, but that doesn't mean he hasn't done it. Barry has killed Atom Smasher and Sand Demon in season 2. Not to mention, Iris has also killed Savitar. Technically Mirror Iris, I guess, etc. So Joe's saying that there's always a choice. Yeah, but in life there are some people that you can actually forgive and actually see that you can redeem. Like, think of Frank Castle. Frank Castle is a character that can be redeemed. He has been redeemed. But say someone like the Joker. Joker can obviously never be redeemed. If you think he can be redeemed, but then you have to look further into that. Reverse Flash falls into irredeemable category. Meaning, say somebody like the Top or Rainbow Raider, those characters are more redeemable. They're not as bad. Like Victor Zsasz, he's irredeemable. Reverse Flash falls into the irredeemable category, meaning he's no longer redeemable. You can have him as a good guy for a few episodes, like I'm doing in my Marvel's TV show, but he's not redeemable. I'm sorry. Even in the Arrowverse, he's irredeemable. Like, Barry could actually make peace with, Thinker, Cicada, or Mirror Monarch, or Bloodwork, or even the Forces, I guess, or Speed Force, or Godspeed. But Dawn, Zoom, Savitar, no. Though I think out of those three, I think Savitar is the more redeemable out of those three. And I hate how Joe is saying we have to give Dawn a second chance, or at least keep him live, when realistically, they shouldn't. I mean, look at his kill count. He killed Nora Allen, technically, then created the whole DC universe, started the Arrowverse chronologically. Then, he killed Harrison Wells and his wife, Tess Morgan? Yeah, Tess Morgan. Then, think of the particle accelerator, which killed a lot of people, which then led into the Singularity, which then led into Zoom, then led into Flashpoint, then led into the Thinker, which didn't really kill a lot of people, still killed 12. And then then created Cicada, which then in one timeline was never caught and had a rising number of kills, and in season 6, etc. This is the person you're trying to at least redeem? Doesn't seem like a redeemable person to me. Like, already, that's a lot. Like, Cicada in that original timeline, because Stalin created Cicada, both chronologically and psychologically, well, not psychologically, but chronologically, Stalin created Cicada, meaning he created all the other villains except for, say, Zoom. Dawn literally caused more villains, more threats. Joe. So why does Joe ever want to redeem Dawn? Like, this is like saying you're gonna redeem Adolf Hitler. It's really not possible. There's no way you can redeem him. So my thoughts of this episode, it was a disappointing episode. I'm gonna give it an L or a D minus, I believe, or D. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a D grade of an. I think I always forget mine, but an I is a C minus. Okay, I'm gonna give it a D, a J, or no, a K, a D, a straight up D. It is. So as my thoughts of the crossover, I really hate what they did with the posters. They're saying that you're gonna see Adam, Alex Danvers, Batwoman, Mia Queen, and Adam. Well, I think others. Yeah, others. They only showed up for like one episode. I also hated how in episode 3 and 5, like they clearly sidelined Barry. Especially episode 3. Barry wasn't even in the episode. He was just in the episode like bare minimum. Like, Cecile was more of a main character in that episode than the other two. Episode 1, 2, and 4 were fantastic, but episode 4 had some major issues. Episode 1 and 2 were straight 10 out of 10. But that's kind of what I'm starting to notice about The Flash, is that it doesn't feel like The Flash anymore. What I mean by that is that ever since season 7, it's been starting to feel like Spider-Man No Way Home or Avengers Infinity War nowadays, where it's like whenever you have these big epic fights, you always have to highlight your character for doing stupid shit. I don't know. I really am not looking forward to the next episodes because of how bad season 7 and kind of 8 have been going with lately. I just want Eric Wallace to improve. That's it. I'm sure just saying I want him to improve because I think he's a great writer. I think he's written some of my favorite episodes of The Flash. Like, he wrote many episodes of season 5, which I enjoyed. He wrote many episodes of season 4, which I enjoyed. He wrote my favorite season 6. I think the guy's a great writer. I think he can write a great story. I think he can write great storylines, but it never feels like he's writing it. This is starting to feel like Tom Holland's writing it. It's like, oh boy, I get to write The Flash. It's like, oh, I'm gonna write a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. Yay, I'm gonna be The Flash now. That's how it feels nowadays. I really hope that the CW can really end this type of writing and kind of begin to what I prefer from seasons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. From seasons 1 through 6, where you had comedic and dramatic moments. Like, you had some amazing drama, but they weren't as forced and felt for no reason. That's something I always loved about The Flash, is that even if you have characters that are pissed off, it's never forced. It's never like, oh, I'm just doing this because, oh man, I just want to have an argument for no goddamn reason because I know we're an MCU project. It's not that. That's not what The Flash is. That's not what Arrow was. That's what Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Avengers 2012, all the MCU movies were basically like. There were like terrible action, terrible CGI, with drama moments that are just terrible. You cannot stand them. That's basically what the MCU movies are nowadays, where they're just with comedy nowadays. The Flash is not that. The Flash is actually a pretty dark show. In fact, I actually say it's a pretty more grounded show, and that's something I loved about the Flash and Arrow. They were always the more grounded, meaning that they were the most realistic. However, I don't think I think Eric Wallace knows what that means. I think he understands that Flash is meant to be more realistic. It's not like my show. Yes, well, I guess I can't say my show is a great showing because I mean there are real life elements in that show. I guess this can't say I meant Avengers Infinity War where it's straight up weird stuff happening all the time, or Doctor Strange I should say, where there's a lot of weird stuff and aliens and all that stuff, magic essentially. There's a main difference between, and that's something I think he understands, Eric Wallace. Eric, I just hope you can start to improve. Eric Wallace, I know you're a great writer, and you've even written some of my favorite episodes. But you kind of have to start realizing that sometimes the writing of these episodes are not that great. And I know it's hard for a writer to look at and get the criticism that it gets, like, saying this episode wasn't good. I know I probably would get that as well on my show, especially for season 3. But I feel like, Eric, you always know what to do, but it's just that maybe in execution, it's starting to feel like an MCU movie. And that's something I do not like. I hope you can start improving what it was in season 4 or 5. If it was the season 4 or season 5 quality, I would love the season. But if it's season 7 quality or season 2 quality for that matter, I'm not going to enjoy it. And that's kind of what this crossover kind of felt. And I also was getting some Spider-Man Homecoming PTSD from the fact that they were always promoting characters like I said earlier, but they're just in one episode, just like how Tony Stark is promoting the trailers and in the posters, and yet he's like in like what, like 70 seconds in the movie. He's like barely a character. He doesn't even get like scenes with Spider-Man as with Peter as actual heroes. So overall, not my favorite season so far. I still prefer season 1 over this. I think season 1 was a lot better than this. Even season 5 to some extent was way better than this. And even season 4, 3, and 2, and 6, almost said 2. Like, I actually love my least favorite season over this. No, that's not true. I love this more than season 2, that's for sure. But anyways, what do you guys think of this crossover? Let me know in the comments. And as always, hit that like button, share this video with your friends, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.